Welcome back to Out of My Head podcast.
Out of my head.
That was kind.
I thought you were
that
just
shit
playing.
up.
That was the second time I did it.
I did that shit like 4 times. You do it in a different tone every time.
Oh, do I?
One time
Maybe.
you did it
I
deep
feel like it was the
on some
second
Barry
time.
White shit.
Oh, yeah. Nah, you're
Yo,
right.
that's the
You're
whole
right.
reason why you on the podcast, because it's deep ass voice.
First of all, it was my idea to start the damn podcast.
Oh,
I'm saying,
man.
the only reason I'm on the damn
we gotta
podcast.
do that.
Oh, shit.
Don't call me out, nigga. Nah,
All right, so
okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Good to be
definitely.
back with you fellas.
yeah, so
Good to
let's
still have Tone in the house.
Oh, yeah, we still got
Yeah,
Tone.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
word. All right, so let's get into it.
Get right into it. No bullshit and no lollygag.
Yeah, we ready to go. This first topic we can pull on the next slide.
This topic.
All right, so with this topic, we got becoming successful. Should you move out the hood / leave your community?
Boom.
Damn.
Boom, boom,
All right,
boom.
so I'm gonna ask you first. You made a face.
Nah,
So-
I mean, I think you should move out the hood for sure.
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
hell yeah.
Move out the
'cause-
hood.
First
Because
and foremost.
Not for nothing. Let's put it in the instance of rappers
Okay.
nowadays. You know what I'm saying? People, they move. I mean, they stayed, and some of them stayed. Like, let's say for instance, Young Dolph. He was still in the hood. He didn't move out the hood. You
He
know what I'm
didn't
saying?
live there. He just he
resided there.
Yeah, he
frequented
he
the
kept going
neighborhood.
back.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's say he
All
frequented
right,
the
bet,
neighborhood.
bet. He's
It's a
still there.
difference.
So that's the difference.
But-
Should you not
But
necessarily
but what you call it? Boozy.
Boosie.
He's still
Boosie
in
Badass.
his,
He's still in the hood.
He's
That
still in the
nigga
hood,
ain't
but
going
he still
nowhere.
got a nice house.
Nah, but he moved out of Louisiana. He
Louisiana.
in like ATL.
Okay,
ATL,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
ATL.
But he goes there frequently, also. Like,
Let's make this cut and dry, because I don't think this is a super thing to discuss. When you start making a certain amount of money,
get
you-
out the fucking hood.
You want to live a certain way,
Hmm.
and the way you want to live is not acquirable in the neighborhood, because we don't have the type of properties and things that you want. So yes, you should absolutely move out the hood. But as far as leave the community, when you say
That's why
leave
it's
the
slash.
community,
Alright.
Because that
leave the
first part-
community.
That first part is a cut and dry, like
Pretty
you just
easy,
said.
yeah.
When
It's
you simple.
When you
But
say
that
leave,
second
when
part-
you say leave the community, that basically almost mean turn your back on the black and brown minorities and the people that may have helped
Helps you,
build you
yeah.
up. You don't never leave the community. You always come back and give niggas hope. You come back, give niggas game. You come back, donate to programs and do whatever if you could. You come back, be a role model. But you don't need to always be there.
So what
Right.
if every time you come
Yeah.
back, some shit
Some
going
bullshit
down?
going
down.
And you
Yeah.
risking
Yo,
your,
'cause
and
that's-
risking your well being.
At that point, because at that point,
Because Dirk still go to Old Block.
At that point, yes. If it becomes a danger or a hazard to you to come home or come back to your neighborhood, then you stop doing that. Because it's people, places, and things, right? We always say, I'm not going to go nowhere where I feel like I got to bring a gun. Because if I feel like I got to bring a gun, then I shouldn't.
I shouldn't
should
be.
just not
Yo,
go.
I
he
shouldn't be
feels like
there.
that all
I
the
feel like I gotta bring a gun everywhere I go.
Because
I can't even stop. I
let's
can't
put
even
it-
stop.
the difference is that you license to carry, I'm not.
Yeah.
So every time if I feel like I got to bring a gun somewhere, I'm risking
Be
it.
risking it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if I,
Yeah.
So
if,
if you feel like you gotta risk
if
it,
I feel like I got to
Yeah,
risk
risk
it and
it.
go
Yeah,
somewhere, then I don't need to go.
yeah.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
I shouldn't have to feel like that. You know what I'm saying? So
But also too, like when I was going back with the rappers, when they come back to the hood, they get killed back in the hood.
niggas get killed.
Why?
Niggas get killed back in their
Why?
hood. Niggas don't always get killed back in their hood. Niggas be in their hood and get killed by niggas from the other hood that they have beef with, and they just having to catch you in your hood.
At that
And
moment.
it's the same thing. It's like me being from the Ville and going all the way up, and then a nigga from the trade tribe or the hill slide the hood when I'm in the hood and catch me. I happen to die in New Haven, but it wasn't my neighborhood that killed me. It was niggas that caught me in my neighborhood, and we blame it on your
Be the
hood.
hood.
You know what I'm saying? It's so tough to ask a nigga like just to leave your community, because when you say leave your community,
You're gone. You're done. Yeah, you're not coming back.
should you move
And-
out the hood? Yes,
Yes,
my
you
residence
should
should change.
change.
When you say
Yeah.
leave your community,
Leave
my,
it
my
alone.
cousins and them niggas still might be there.
All right.
People I grew up with
Yeah,
still might
some
be
of them
there.
there,
It's,
yeah.
it's
So-
a lot of shit you come back to the
Go ahead,
community
please.
for.
And I was about to say, so the reason this topic is on hand is because, as we all know, Deion Sanders just got a job offer from Colorado that he
All right,
accepted.
before you get into that, you about to go
No, I
into
was about
it.
to ask him a deeper question.
Yeah. So you about to go into it.
I wasn't about to go into Deion Sanders. I was about to ask him a deeper question.
No, I know. But
Can
you
he-
still you about to go into it. You'll see why.
Yeah, rock
Because
out.
I wanted to go off of what he
Rock
just
out.
said. You said all right. So you're not supposed to. I mean, you're supposed to move out the hood, right? And you're not supposed to leave the community. But is there a way that you can mix them in? So I seen years ago somebody had made a video and she was like she a millionaire now, whatever the case is, and she was like, I'm staying here. I'm not going nowhere because the problem is when we leave, there's nobody here that has it. So nobody can say, "Oh, I know a millionaire.
I think
know
it's
what that's
different.
like."
I think it's 100% different for that woman
Yeah.
and a nigga that come from the trenches. Because when you come from the trenches, there's things that you did in the trenches before you got where you was going, and it
Word.
becomes almost dangerous for you to stay where you at. If I become a millionaire tomorrow and it's niggas I still got beef with out here somewhere, it's almost like I'm taunting them niggas by
Yeah, come
being
get
able
me.
to
Come
stunt,
get me.
being able to stunt
Yeah,
and stay
cause
on
that's what
back.
that.
Yeah,
Cause
yeah.
now also that is like you making them jealous. You making them envy.
Exactly.
Like that's
I
those
gotta
those two
watch this
things are
nigga do good.
dangerous in people
Yeah.
general.
I gotta
bro.
watch
And
this nigga do good.
Yeah,
Then the
yeah,
hood is
see about
extra
it.
dangerous.
That's
And
extra
the hood
dangerous.
is extra.
Like, and,
You got a target on your back.
facts.
And it's not even just niggas you have beef with too in that situation. It's niggas in your own hood.
Niggas next door might
Who,
feel like,
yeah,
yo,
feel like
I'm
you owe 'em
entitled.
something.
I'm entitled to this because nigga, I'm from next door. Nigga, I seen you come up.
Yeah.
You should be helping me.
Remember
We
that
just-
time I let you
Yeah.
borrow catch up,
We
nigga?
We
Facts.
both just commented on the same post yesterday, and somebody said, if you got 10, 20 grand, like your boy got 10, 20 grand, he'll put you on, and he'll help you out. Like, the fuck. Meanwhile, your shorty, she work a 9 to 5 or some shit like that, and she taking care of you still.
And I said that's
You know what I'm
minuscule money because 10 to 20 grand.
Ain't shit.
When you start really playing with money and dealing with money, you realize that
That ain't shit.
that's not real money. It's not life changing amounts of money. It's a cushion at best. So it's not so much that I could do for you with 10, 20 grand. Because guess what? Even if I had 20 right now, if I gave you a rack, I'm down to 17. Once I paid a little bit of tax I might owe on that portion of the 20, I might be close to 10.
If that, yeah. Cause they take
Once you
half.
get what you want, you got
Nigga,
3.
the camera was 5,000. That's gone. So now you pay a couple bills for the month. And maybe a little something you owe.
You right back where you started.
Back where you started. That money's gone. You run through that money very fast. So it'd be different if I said, hey, Brody, I'm up 100,000 right now. This is what I'm doing. Y'all niggas need to get involved.
Word.
That's
'Cause
a different.
I say,
That's
no
a different
point
way of
amount.
putting on.
I say,
Instead
say
of
at no
handing,
point-
And that's-
handing money out, that's a different way of putting
yeah,
people
I say
on.
at no point should you actually have to. At no point should you be required to give anybody shit.
Anybody,
Nobody
nothing.
should feel entitled to get shit from you. But it almost feels like the right thing to do for you because that's your people's. But at no point, me personally, would if I hit Lotto, like what was the Powerball? It was like 20 billion or some shit like
No,
that.
it was like
two-
two.
Fuck,
2
2
billion.
billion. And we was talking about
I mean,
that
at
shit.
that level,
it was like,
same
yo,
shit.
yeah, and it was like, yo, like I'm not giving nobody no money. The reason why I'm not gonna get no money is because they're gonna fuck that shit up and they're
Fuck
gonna
it
come
up.
right back to me asking me for more money.
What is it?
6
What
months
is it?
later.
You feed a man and he eats for a day. You teach a man how to
Exactly.
fish.
Yeah, for a
He
lifetime.
eats for life.
So I'll buy them property and be like, yo, let me teach you how to fucking manage this property.
Even with that too, why is the concept for niggas especially always gimme? You got, so give me versus, yo, can I come work for you, bro? Can I come apprentice? Can I come learn? I want to make money too. Can you show me how you did it? Can I be a partner? Can I learn? How can I
That's
bring
the
Because I
questions
think,
they should be
'cause I
asking.
think the mentality is less progress and more consumption
But that's what happens when you come from
from poverty.
poverty where niggas get food stamps, niggas get welfare.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And you
that's a whole
Everybody,
different fucking
you
ball
can't-
game
you
right
can't-
there.
we all opportunists.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then when we used to getting shit for free, it's like I'm entitled to whatever the fuck the community getting, and you in the community, and
I want some of that.
yeah.
I want some of that,
Like,
for real.
it-
I
it's
don't
that-
disagree with you, but I would say it's more along the lines of scarcity. You know what I mean? There's not a lot going around. So when somebody in my camp has it, it's his responsibility to spread the wealth.
Let's put it like this: if I'm up a certain amount. Say I'm up 100. 'cause I think 100 is a nice little cushion, right?
Mhm.
And you said, "Hey, bro,
Cash.
I've been
Yeah,
100 cash. I've been wanted to do the clothing brand or whatever. Hey, yo, bro, you know what? I'm a partner with you on this. I got 10,000 for startup.
I'll invest into it.
I'll invest 10,000 into it, and let's get it moving. I'm a partner. I want what I want back, but you're gonna now be able to eat.
Yeah.
But it's still a lot of work that you got to do
Exactly.
because I'm giving you this
Giving
money.
you the money. Yeah.
You gotta earn this.
Damn.
Gotta earn
Because
the
if you
money.
don't
That's
earn it,
good.
anything that's given easy,
But
you lose real quick.
So
Real
I mean,
quick.
in a situation like that, it got to be stipulations involved too. I'm not just dropping 10 grand a nigga lap. Like, here, figure it out. You know what I mean? It would be like,
Are you gonna be
It's-
involved in
it's-
it?
it's-
also?
do this step,
It's-
do this
it's a-
step.
Are you gonna
know
help
what I
them?
mean?
It's a business plan.
Right,
It's a
right.
business plan. But now you see what you just said, and because for me, I do music, and everybody's always mad at the label, and it's like, well, all you had in the beginning was the music. You didn't know how to market. You didn't know how to do this. You didn't have the funds. You didn't have the capital. You didn't have the connections. So now when the label comes around and gives you 6 out of 7 things, and then you feel like you're entitled to 90% of the money, where's the logic? Because they're like, yo, if it wasn't for my connections,
Yeah.
my money, my this, my that, nigga, you wouldn't even have no career or be able to take care of your people. So you're going to make me what I tell you to make me, and you're going to put out what I tell you to put out because I need to make my money back. And when you start getting involved in business for real and you're not the employee anymore, but you're the person who has to, like you said, find the employees and shit like that, now you see why niggas used to not get jobs.
Yeah.
Because you start hiring a nigga and then realize, yo, I dished out money for somebody who didn't produce money and I took a
He
loss.
didn't bring value, so he devalued value.
Devalue everything that we was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
we're
what I'm saying?
right back to that first one, huh?
Mhm.
But definitely you got to come back to the community because I feel like you have to be a beacon of hope for your neighborhood.
All right, so
So there's responsibility. on
There's
successful
being a
responsibility
people.
beacon of
That's what you
hope.
said. Okay,
so
so-
that Deion Sanders getting recently, he was at Jackson State, and then now he got this lump sum of money from Colorado State, right?
Let's be completely transparent. All right, Jackson State paid the nigga $300,000 a year to coach. Hall of Fame
I
NFL
wasn't trying to get
coach.
a number, but yeah, you're right. $300K.
But we gotta
Yeah,
set up
alright,
the,
cool,
the,
Let's
the
clarify
scenario.
that part.
Yeah.
What I think
Colorado paying them. I mean, cut you
$5
off.
million.
$5 million.
What I think the real issue is with this, it becomes black and white, which is that's niggas. I think that's niggas' real issue. The issue is not the money; it becomes black and white. When you think Colorado, you think
White people. Yeah.
and then you come
And
from
we.
Jackson, and it just is what it is.
Yeah. Nah, word.
Giggle, but just be real about it.
Whole
because
bunch of
niggas
cornfields
be
and
feeling the
mountains
same
and
way when you
shit.
say Connecticut, and then
Yeah.
you got to defend
Yeah.
the hood in Connecticut.
Yeah,
because it's like,
facts.
nigga, we
facts.
live,
Like, I'm from
yo,
Connecticut.
I'm living
You
a
ever
certain
been-
I ain't
way.
know it's
I'm
black
from a
people in
certain-
Connecticut.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It is.
You guys been to Yale? No, motherfucker. I live in Yale, nigga. God damn it.
I've never been. Only niggas that been in Yale and niggas that work on campus.
It's
Yeah.
about
Niggas
niggas
never
who don't
been
live
in
in
Yale.
Connecticut.
Niggas that-
You pass through when you have to.
we never toured that motherfucker ever. You feel
The
me?
only tour
They
is
got
on
gates
CT
and
Transit.
shit.
Yeah, fact.
But yeah, so it's black and white because what it was we finally got a black head coach with some power. He brings
successful.
all these great athletes to historic black colleges.
College, yeah.
He does well.
Yeah.
You win, and then you skate on us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you know what? Had you left Jackson State to go to another HBCU that could have paid you great money, niggas wouldn't have been bitching as
Nah,
much.
not
But
at
it's
all.
because it's basically in their eyes is you left the niggas
But
to go
those
back to
other
the white man for money.
HBCUs actually they could have came at him with that type of money.
But they didn't.
But they didn't,
but,
yeah.
but this is where people don't understand the portion of business, which is they want him to be so moral and pro-black that is, I'm going to stay here for peanuts and keep winning for peanuts because it
Yeah,
makes
I
the school
think-
more money, it makes black people more money, it makes black people look good. You bring black athletes to HBCUs and it's black. But
Black
it's,
power, yeah.
black people always want you to do shit for the cheap or for free
Yep.
at the expense of everybody
Of
else
yourself.
becoming more successful and looking better. And this nigga, I can't do it.
And then
Crab in the barrel mentality.
And I deal with that shit with
Crab in the
business.
barrel.
I
But
deal,
you don't think the HBCU places like colleges they could have got the TV
yo, if them,
all that TV sponsorship and all that shit too?
Eventually.
they could
Eventually, yeah. If he would have kept going, like at that
they
point,
could have eventually, But maybe the situation is this. Maybe them other schools wasn't even looking at him to begin with. And the only person that wanted to give him a shot was Jackson
Colorado.
State.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, I've worked well enough to get a shot at the D1 situation where it matters.
He's at
And
the
now,
Pac-12 now.
I'm going to Jackson State. Now I'm going to Colorado. So it's a lot. It's a lot for somebody to tell you, don't take your life-changing opportunity to satisfy what we think you should do.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to worry about himself.
Because sometimes this
At that
nigga,
point, yeah.
because sometimes guess what? When this shit flop and I don't become shit else, y'all niggas don't have nothing for me. So in a lot of cases, you should take your motherfucking opportunity. But the problem is like you said, niggas take their opportunity and never come back.
Yeah.
And never get back.
And I think that's a lot of why he's getting the backlash and shit, because people are like, oh no, here we go again. And I think it ties into like when you see the successful black man dating a white woman. You know what I mean? I think he's getting a lot of the backlash from that as well.
But I think he did his due diligence already at that school.
Well,
like,
let's talk about
one more. He did three years, I think.
No, he did one. It was just one
One
year.
season,
Just one
one
year.
year.
One year.
But one
He signed for like a 3-4 year contract, I think. I don't remember.
3-4 year contract.
That nigga's
But he
not-
won the championship there.
No,
The
They
conference.
won
They
that
won
conference.
undefeated.
they won the
They were
conference
undefeated.
championship. They had like one loss.
They had one
Yeah,
loss.
it was like 11-1 or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, what more you want from that?
I mean, to me, what it
the
sounds
thing
like is he.
but when the issue is now is that when Coach Prime leaves, those kids no longer want to be at Jackson State. Now they want to go to Colorado.
Now they want to transfer.
Well, some of his staff is still there. All the like,
Them
I don't
niggas
think
is mad. Them niggas is mad because they not getting paid what he about to get paid and he gone on them. So whoever comes in at the, so whoever
They
comes,
about to be toxic as fuck.
yeah, this nigga done
I
left
don't know, nigga,
us.
just run some
That nigga done
suicide.
made me come over to this bullshit and left me. Fuck you
Yo.
mean? And took the niggas with him.
Bring it full circle too. The nigga locker room got broken into like 3-4 times.
Yeah,
while
I
he was the
mad
head
shit that
coach.
was
that
going
one
on.
time. Yeah.
Got his wallet stolen, his fucking watches stolen.
Yeah, so it brings it back to when you there, you try to help the community and shit.
The community
And you-
give you ass to kiss,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
slap shit in your face, and then
Yeah.
you supposed
Right.
to just take it for the sake of
Yeah.
being black,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, and that's the crazy shit, because like being black, we hold this badge. You know what I'm saying, like it's like something that you supposed to stick to, or people of color, people of color.
Minorities.
Why the nigga acting like I'm not black?
Both y'all niggas
What
black.
you talking about?
But nah, like it's like this badge that you're supposed to wear every single day, and when it come with
black
all of these
first.
types of responsibilities, you black first, and because you black first, that every decision you make,
Represents
black,
us.
being black has to be that the head of that decision.
At some point, I have to focus on my own growth and self-perseverance, because if I can't do for me, I can't do for nobody else. If I'm not in my best financial and mental state, physical state, whatever, and I can't do for me, I can't do for nobody else. And we talked about this before when I said, like, giving back to your community. I feel like for years and years and years, I went outside and did bullshit. So now how I give back to my community is I help with the political campaigns a lot of times of local aldermen and things like that. You know what I'm saying? For prices that they can afford to be able to compete visually with other people with more money.
Gotcha.
I can provide that. I come back and I coach sports, baseball and football, because I need these kids to see some form of a role model that they can resonate with, which is sometimes they see me dressed like this and it's, damn, coach really a cool nigga.
Yeah, he dripping. He
He
dripping.
drippy. I
Yeah.
want to listen to coach because coach
Word.
drip.
And you know,
Yeah.
that's what they see.
That's what
Right.
they,
They
see.
see that
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
The
Because
perception.
and I remember as a kid, you'll get the old heads that'll come to the school. Oh, don't do this. Don't be in the streets. Don't be
Like,
on the corner.
man,
Don't be.
shut
Yeah,
the
I'm not
fuck
gonna listen to that
up.
fucking nigga.
Yeah.
I look like a nigga to listen to
Cornball ass
sometimes.
nigga. Yeah.
But then let Lil Wayne come in your school and say the exact same thing.
It's different.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, wait, Lil Wayne said that I could be just like him if I stay in school. Okay.
But so boom,
Yeah.
right? But this is my point, right? I coach poor kids. We poor. The leagues don't have much money. The parents don't have much money. This, and that. So every time when people don't have money and the fundraising not there, guess who pays the balances? Coach. You and the rest of the staff, right? And then you dedicate your time to this shit for free, because coaches don't get paid. It's 100% volunteer. So anything I do, it comes out of my pocket. Them 5 nights a week that I spend giving 2.5 extra training, whatever, to any kid that needs it or the people I see potential in, whether my kids need help with homework or not. I started doing this shit for my son because he's an athlete.
Or
In the process, you realize it's bigger than just you, son. It's a lot of y'all little niggas out here that don't got a daddy. It's a lot of niggas that don't got an uncle that show up. It's a lot of mothers out here just trying to figure it out, and they don't know how to raise y'all niggas to be men. So they got to put you around somebody that you could resonate with, that they can trust to push the growth of your mind state in a certain way, because you can't tell me about the streets if you ain't never been out there.
Nah, yeah.
You can't tell me about getting shot or doing certain things if you ain't never been there. But
you
when
can't
you start,
tell me how you wasn't poor if you wasn't poor.
wasn't poor, right? You know what I'm saying?
like,
So
you know
now,
what I'm saying?
now
Like-
you start hearing something from a nigga that really came from what you came from, but is in the process of making something of themselves, and you could see it. It's what I could see. You know what I'm saying? But for us, we're visual people. Fuck what you telling me. What can I see?
What can I see? Yeah.
When a nigga tell me, yo, I got this property, that property, that property, but what you driving? What kind of house you live in?
Exactly.
Don't tell me you got 10 properties, your apartment look like mine. Don't tell me about my credit when you broke like me.
But here's the crazy shit. I mean, that's like when we talking about kids, they visual.
They
And
visual.
Not even just kids, adults too. If you ain't ever had nothing, and you see somebody that got something, you think automatically he's successful as shit, but could have $0 in the bank, crazy debt, house for foreclosure. But the fact that
Nigga
he
next
got
to him
one,
in a Pinto.
the fact that he got one Lamborghini, it's just like, yo, he made it.
Yo,
Because you never know
He
the
got
road
Lamborghini
they
at
you
least.
never know the
Yeah.
road they went through
But
to get to that point.
Perception is everything.
Yeah.
Because remember what you said earlier, first impression. Well, my first impression is how I visually perceive a person. How I see you. Before I even know anything about you, I'm perceiving your appearance. I'm judging your appearance. Do you look successful? When you walk in the spot looking like something with a pretty girl on your arm, I'm automatically assuming, oh, niggas doing decent.
So is that
Yeah.
okay?
Niggas
Though?
doing
Is that an
decent.
acceptable behavior? Is that something that needs to change?
It's a learned
I
behavior.
mean,
Because
yeah, it's evolution.
It's a learned behavior.
I feel like in reality, if you actually want to be successful, buying the Bugatti or whatever the case is, as soon as you got enough money to buy one, is not what you should be doing. You should be invested. Drive the hoopty.
It's
You know
not.
what I'm
It's
saying?
not. But what we associate it with is the ability for you to even
to
buy
get
it.
the Bugatti.
Right.
Yeah.
So
You know what I'm saying?
that's why I say, like, I feel like that's something that's a behavior that needs to be changed, because in reality, by being able to do that, that's now the milestone. You know
That's
what I'm
the
saying? It's like, yo,
downfall, yeah.
it's like, yo, like, as soon as I get my
As
money,
soon as I can,
that's what
I
I'm
will,
doing.
yeah.
And then you do it, and it's gone, and you still in the same exact
Because you don't have
predicament.
the
So now,
you don't have the
now the so-called influencer is teaching them to do that,
But this
and
is
it's fucking it up.
But this is the thing. You got to remember, we're talking with a 30-year-old plus mindset.
Right.
You didn't think the same way at 21. What you got to remember is, who do we actually see being successful coming from the hood? Athletes, rappers. That was
drug
it.
dealers.
And the drug dealers.
Drug dealers, yeah.
The rappers emulated the drug dealers back in the day. It was the athletes and the rappers. Rappers, athletes, drug dealers. So if those are the
That's
only
promoted in our
those
culture,
it's
yeah.
promoted in our
And
culture.
not
So
to mention that we think the only way
To make it out.
to do that legally
that-
is become a doctor,
that-
a lawyer. The things that I gotta go to college for 20 years for.
But this is
You know what I'm saying?
this is the other thing too. Being a video game streamer wasn't a thing when we was in high school.
That's true.
Being a full-time YouTuber wasn't a thing when we was in high school.
internet
so
opened
now
that
it's
up for sure,
It's
yeah.
different for us because what we saw, we emulated, and now the kids are seeing something a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? They're seeing something a little bit different. So the thing is this: how do you tell a 21-year-old millionaire not to buy a Lamborghini? And this is what the young niggas
You ain't
see.
telling him shit.
I seen Gary V. I don't know if y'all know who
yeah,
Gary
yeah.
V is.
I
Gary.
love him. I love him.
Yeah,
Definitely.
he sat down with
He still goes out and buys stuff from like little
Garage sales, yeah.
sales and shit.
Yeah, he
can't
never
remember.
changed.
I
He
can't
never
remember what
changed.
fucking
Same
rapper
shit.
it was.
Yeah, like he's.
I think it might have been Little Yachty.
No, I know exactly what video you talking
Who
about.
was it?
It was
He does
fuck.
have a little yachty on the cell
I
phone.
can't
I know
remember.
what you're talking about.
Lil Yachty's
Yeah, yeah,
boy.
yeah,
Yeah,
his boy.
nah,
yeah.
it was somebody else, but continue.
But yeah, and he was like, and he was just talking to him. He's like, yeah, man, I don't know how to improve my financial situation right now. He's like, I'm making all this money, but I'm still stuck at this barrier.
Mhm.
He's like, all right, let me ask you a couple questions. How many houses you got? He's like, I just got 2, mine and my mom's house. He's like, all right, that's not too bad. How much is it? Like $1 million each. All right, cool, whatever. What kind of car do you drive? He's like, oh, I got like 7 cars. He's like, why the fuck do you have 7 cars? You got 1 right foot, 2 hands. The fuck you got 7 cars for? He's like, what do you mean? I need different cars, blah, blah, blah. He's like, how much was each car? He's like, start rattling off the different type of cars and shit he had.
Yeah.
And he literally broke down.
He impressing. He was thinking he was
impressing
impressing.
He was,
somebody.
he was
Yeah.
impressing. He's like, dude, you know what kind of car I drive? Like, I got 1 car. Fuck, I can't remember exactly
like a
what
Toyota
it was.
Camry or some
Toyota
shit like
Camry.
that.
He's like, it cost me $40,000. Got like 70,000 miles on it. Drives great. That's all.
Mind you, Gary V he got money.
multi-hundred-time millionaire, bro.
But this is the thing too.
That's the mentality.
This is why is our mentality a certain way? And I always say this because I never get to talk about this stuff with people, so I'm happy I'm on a pod that we can actually talk
Happy
about
to have you.
Yeah, we're happy to have you too, bro.
Bro. I tell people this all the time when niggas go, why do niggas drive nice ass cars and be in the hood?
To impress.
Because they in the
No,
hood.
it's not
and
just
they
to impress,
tryna-
but it's this. It's easier for me to attain the nice car
You can
than it
splash a
is
little
for
bit in
me
my
to
front.
actually get the property. So when I'm busting my ass every day at work or taking chances,
That's good.
I gotta come home to something to be proud of.
Be proud of, yeah.
Because when I come home to a piece of shit apartment, but I got money in my pocket, I'm still not proud because I don't see the fruits of my labor. It's hard to stay down and keep doing the work without the investment. But the difference is when I pull up somewhere in that nice car, how a nigga look at me and talk to me is different.
Mm-hmm.
So you buy that shit a lot of
Perception,
times
bro.
for the perception, bro, because you want to feel like, hey, nigga, I go get my. I told Greg recently. I said, bro, I drove Jaguar from the time I was 22 to like 29.
I remember that shit was on your profile pic. Or
You
no,
feel me?
it was on a mixtape cover.
Mixtape cover.
That shit was up
everything.
in Kim's studio.
Oh, yeah.
Because I prided myself on something was I never put no cars in no video that ain't my shit.
Facts.
So since I was able to get one young, nigga, I always had a luxury car. Now I don't drive a luxury car. And granted, the bumper on my car is fucked up and it's been fucked up for 4 years. The bumper $200. We just spent $500 to put shit on the walls. So I could have been fixed the bumper, but I'm grown now, so my perception, it don't fucking matter. It's like a nigga seeing me with 2 chains, right?
Yeah.
Niggas think I wanted to buy 2 chains. In reality, I bought the small one first, and I thought I sized it right. And it was looking right on all the mannequins. I never bought custom jewelry before, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So when I get it and I stick it on my frame, that shit's small. So now I'm like, I spent all this money on this fucking chain and this shit underwhelming.
You don't feel satisfied.
But now I can't give it back. So now I'm like, I gotta shop around and find another jeweler that can give me another one bigger at a decent price.
Yeah.
So now I got 2, but in reality, I never wanted 2.
just
But
wanted
now
one.
when a nigga see me, it's like, damn, nigga stunk like that. Niggas got 2. It's like, I ain't even have to.
Niggas don't know the rules.
I didn't even have
Niggas
to,
don't
right?
know the
But
rules.
now what it does for me sometimes is when I walk out and I look a certain way, niggas could tell it's something custom because they never seen it before. So now it's my company logo.
Yeah.
So now what I ended up doing was I was able to write them off on taxes because they're marketing. It's for marketing.
True.
It's literally marketing.
Literally.
And
So-
you have
'Cause,
insurance on it.
Having a
Exactly.
label, and having a label, somebody gonna be like, "Oh, I want to fuck with this label
Because he looked like he winning.
because he looked like he got money," and I could attest to that. I was driving a Volkswagen Jetta, right? Beat up, just got into a car accident. Fucking the whole bumper is missing,
Yeah.
and I'm pulling up to the office, and my reps is like, "Yo," one day he was like, "Yo, you gotta stop pulling up in that shit." Cause you
I remember
hiring
that
people,
day.
telling
Yeah.
people that you about to show them how to make 6 figures,
And you driving
and you
bullshit.
driving
driving
a
in
fucking
bullshit.
car with no front on it.
No
You
bumper.
know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, but I put another bumper on this shit, and I'll be good. But the shit, I put a bumper on it, but the shit
Still
still looks like
looks like
shit.
shit.
It's still a piece of
Everything fucked up.
It's still a piece of shit Volkswagen.
Yeah,
it's,
with
a
not,
bumper.
it's not the Benz.
With a new bumper.
It's not the Benz.
So what I did was that next day, I went online and I ordered the truck. And it's still a Dodge, but it was nicer.
Yeah. It was
newer,
newer
right?
models.
It was more
Yeah,
respectable.
new model.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more respectable. It looked like a family car, you know? It
Yeah,
looked
yeah,
like,
like a
somebody
dad.
yeah. It's like, oh, he's not poor, he's just a dad.
It's a difference, right?
Hell
So-
yeah.
and it's the same thing though, because sometimes you have to, you gotta show off for that.
You
those
gotta
people
put up-
in
you
order
gotta
in the
put up,
field. You gotta put up some kind of front.
Bare
Yeah,
minimum.
But
you know
but
what I
is
mean?
it a front when it's actually something that's yours and that you can afford? It's not a front.
Nah.
It's not a
afford
front.
it.
Nah, it's not definitely not a front.
When I say a front, I don't mean like you
It's
could.
facade.
Yeah.
It's facade.
Yeah, it's like, yo, like I didn't have to do this shit,
Certain
but
level.
I did it because I have to either A, impress them or B, impress myself. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this is what I also learned that like from I do graphic design and shit too. And then often the perception of a black graphic designer is you're a nigga in the back room of your mama house with a laptop.
Mm-hmm.
How does this justify this price? So now sometimes what I have to do is get people in the studio for consultation because once they come into the spot, you can see how much money is invested into what I do. So now it justifies my pricing. I'm not the cheap nigga because first of all, I'm better than some of the other niggas.
Yeah.
But also,
Look at
this
my
is
look at my shit.
my shit.
Yeah.
Look at my shit. You can't talk to me like a little nigga with a computer because it's a full functioning turnkey operation going on over here. It's different.
That's exactly why I don't do virtual interviews. Because when I'm interviewing somebody, they gotta come into the
Come
office.
in, bro. You gotta come in and see what's going on.
You gotta see the fucking $300 chessboard or the fucking the
TV,
leather chairs,
65
the
inch.
65-inch TV. Like you gotta see how nice the place is, so you can be impressed and be like, yo,
because
this place is successful.
Because you perceive it as money made, so it's money spent.
Exactly.
As you can't walk in a piece of shit and pay top dollar because I don't see where the money's going.
We used to try to interview people inside of a room that was empty.
Yeah.
In our head, we was
When we
like,
first
yo,
started, it was an empty ass
Yeah,
room.
we
we
was
had
like,
a desk
yo,
in it
yeah, it was
that we
just a
borrowed
desk.
from somebody else.
Yeah.
And 2 chairs.
And then we had a little like 25, 30-inch TV. Like,
Yeah.
And we was
That
like,
niggas look small
yo,
time.
and we was telling people, it was like, yeah, we just moved in.
Yeah.
Which
we
was a
don't-
fact.
We don't give a fuck.
We just
It was
moved
like,
into that room.
You should have moved in with the stuff ready.
Yo,
Yeah,
and,
facts.
And people were like,
With the
well, I
errands.
hope you guys
I hope it
make
works out.
Yeah. Yo, I legit had one person, he was like, yo, so you guys are at a moment right now where it's either like, you make it or you're screwed.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah. But like, in my head,
That translated to him to I shouldn't spend my
I mean,
money.
that's everybody. Either you make it
but
or
in
you
reality,
screwed. You know
it's
what I mean?
always you make it or you screwed. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I was answering. Like, yo, it's always either I fucking succeed or I fail because I'm not gonna go get a job or whatever the case is.
Perception
You know what I'm saying?
perception is everything.
Yeah, but when he took it, he ain't start.
We ain't see his ass again.
Perception is everything, bro. And that's a lot of times, like I said, not to make it black and white again, but white people are always perceived as more successful or
yeah.
wealthier.
Nah,
So
definitely.
it's a little bit harder
Definitely.
when you coming out as the young black nigga trying to do things because it's, well, how good are you really doing?
Yeah.
How trustworthy really are you? How competent really are you versus the white person that I'm perceiving to be smarter, more successful, coming with more knowledge,
White
or
privilege.
coming from everything. It's the
Yeah,
white privilege.
white
And it just
privilege,
is
yeah.
what it is, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So with everything that we do, everything we do as the young black men or the young black and brown minorities, period, our shit got to be top notch.
Top notch.
Top notch. We used to have to wear a
You
suit.
can't slack. You can't bullshit. Our shit got to be top notch.
Damn, Greg, you sweating
I
again?
told you, it's hot.
You even do shit. Nigga, you lit your cigarette cigar.
But yeah,
Nah, to touch
So,
on that too.
I'll let y'all both finish and then we wrap it up.
We wrap it up.
go ahead.
No, I was about to say, touch on that too. So, kind of what you're saying is we kind of got a total line of putting forward that facade, but at the same time, not overextending ourselves.
Exactly.
Right?
Play-
So it's a
I would
balance.
say
you
just
gotta-
play in your lane.
It's
Yeah.
facade.
Play in your
it's
lane.
facade
Don't go
within your
trying
reach.
going out to doing the
Fac-
most for.
It's a balance you got to
Facade
Right.
within-
Just play in your lane.
Don't try to grab a Lambo when you know you should get a Lexus. The
Lexus
Lexus is still
The
nice.
Lexus is still nice.
The
Oh,
Lexus is still nice.
Yeah.
Don't get the Lambo. Get the Lexus.
No,
Yeah.
word.
You know what I mean? Do things that are attainable because you don't want to go broke
Yeah.
upholding facade.
Yeah.
Facts.
And I think that's where the problem comes in. Too many black people
You go broke
don't
upholding
under,
facade.
Too
Yeah,
many
they don't
cheese, not enough
understand.
Indian type shit mentality, I guess.
Yeah. You about to get us canceled, nigga.
You niggas say-
Native Americans.
Yo, sometimes you gotta say what you gotta say. Man. Just keep it- let's be honest about it.
Yeah,
Sometimes
word.
we gotta be real about it.
So
Nah, word.
let's bring it back full circle to conclude it all. The question was, becoming successful, should you move out the hood or leave the community? Right? I think we all
I think
kind of
we
came
agree.
down to
You move out the hood,
move
but
out
you
the
don't
hood,
leave
but
the
you
community.
never leave the
bro.
community
Never leave the community.
unless you have to.
Unless you
Unless
have
you
to.
have to. Yeah.